Hey, thanks for watching this little video on how to look up prerequisites for the courses that you want to register for. This is the question that I get a lot. Many courses have prerequisites, and sometimes it's not always clear, or it may be a surprise to students about what the nature of those prerequisites are, and specifically how to find out that information. There's a few different ways to do that. One of which is to look at the EKU undergraduate catalog, which you can Google, and that's basically like a telephone book of everything about the university, all of our policies and all of the different courses that are listed. And within the course descriptions in that booklet, you'll find the prerequisites. But there's a little bit of an easier way. When you go to register for classes here in EKUDirect, you can see here we're looking at the spring 2022 version of the EMC schedule. We see all the different courses listed, and each one of them has a CRN associated with it. So just as an example, I'm going to scroll down here to Advanced Wilderness Life Support. I want to see what the prerequisites are. So I'm going to go ahead and click here on the CRN, and that brings us up to this little listing right here that gives us kind of the nuts and bolts of the course, right? When it meets, where it meets. And you can see that there is an option here to view the catalog entry. But you'll also notice that the title of the course itself is also a URL. And we can actually click on either one of those and in one way or the other, find out what the prereqs are. So look what happens if you click View Catalog Entry. It brings us to a little bit more information, not that helpful based on what we already saw, but again we see that the title of the course is a URL. So if we click on that, now we actually see the prerequisites listed right here on the screen. And in this case, you needed to have a undergraduate EMC 320, so you would have had to take 320 with a minimum grade of D, undergraduate level EMC 335 with a minimum grade of D, so on and so forth. What can be sort of tricky about some of these prereqs is that the listings are not always precisely accurate. So I can tell you as the program director that another way you could take EMC 389 is with departmental approval. You can contact the EMC department and we can actually authorize you to take the class, even if you haven't taken these preceding classes, just as an example. So it's always worth contacting the department to see if there's any sort of clarification about prerequisites, if there's a class you really want to take. But this is the basic process for finding out what the prerequisites for a given class are. The course title is a URL, and within a couple of clicks, you can find out what these prereqs are.